Hello. So, going over the book Getting Things Done by David Allen, he has a little system he uses, a diagram that he points out in chapter 2 about what is his way of organizing and getting stuff done, as you would say. So, in this little chart, you might not be able to see it too well, but so he has this basket. So you see this stuff. You either want to keep it in your head, he says, or you want to keep it out. And so what you're saying is when the stuff comes, you put it in the basket. You have to ask the question, what is it? And so you know, come to something. If it's like an email, what is this email? And then you ask, is it actionable? And the question that you might ask is, could I do this in less than 2 minutes? And that time might vary from person to person. It could be, could I do this in 20 seconds? Could I do this in 10 minutes? It just depends on the person. If not, then you put it in 3 categories. You can put it in the trash, which means you kind of do away with it. You can put it in the someday maybe tickler, hold for review, which is like maybe if you have a specific time for it, if you want to get it done maybe in a week, or you want to look back at it in a month, or maybe farther in the future, you put it in this tickler tag file. And Dr. White, who I guess I'm talking to right now, says that he has a big cabinet that he has, in a sense, where if this email he needs, or maybe it's a just a request, he'll print it out, maybe put it, okay, I don't have to do this right now, it might take me longer than 2 minutes, let me put it in this tickler file and get back to it on a certain day. Or it might be just a reference, say like taxes, or say it's maybe some notes I took during class. If I don't need them on a specific day, then I might just put them in the reference cabinet, so just in case I might need it in the future, it would go there, and it wouldn't go in a specific cabinet for dates. But the question then is, what if you are able to do it in 2 minutes? Then it's yes, do it. If not, then there's also the option to delegate it, to perhaps hand it off to someone else, say, hey, I'm a little too burdened right now, overworked, I need help with this, or I need this to happen, or perhaps defer it. So you put it similarly to the tickler cabinet, but you less with the tickler cabinet, you put it on like a calendar, specific date when you're going to accomplish this. So it's not just let me look back at it, like the tickler cabinet, let me look at it in 2 weeks, but it's let me do this in 2 weeks. But then it could also be something that's more like a project, something that would take longer than 2 minutes for sure. And so then the system he gives is, if it's a project, well, you're planning. So you start planning right away. Then it's, he says it goes to project plans, review for action. So you would plan the project, how's this gonna look, how are we gonna accomplish it? And then you might look into it and say, okay, what are the actions gonna be? But another step that I think that Dr. White issued and that we kind of caught on was another, I guess you could say step, but another implement to it would be, how much of this can I do? And then you might do parts of it, you might get upheld at something else, and then you could either tickler it, you could put it in, delegate it, or maybe defer it to someone else, or defer it to a different time. So there's a couple of different ways you can go about projects. Perhaps you could set reminders, or try to accomplish it very fast, and maybe now wouldn't be the best time, but it's such an immediate project that you need to do it. It just honestly depends on how your schedule looks, or the level of importance. So for me, I'm pretty bad about staying on track and organized and stuff. So I think there's a lot in here that can help me out. I definitely probably wouldn't follow everything because that'd probably drive me crazy. But I think, implementing the emails, just going through them and, marking off what's good, what's needs to be kept onto, what's important. I think that's going to be a big thing. I think also, is this less than 2 minutes? I think that's also going to be something that will help me be better at not forgetting about things, but to do it right then and there. So it looks to be about 5 minutes and a half. So that's my kind of philosophy about going with this system. It seems to work for a lot of people, and even if you don't use a specific method, there's definitely tools that I look forward to using, and hopefully people who read this book also do. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.